So our next topic is going to be switch statement. Switch statement are nothing, just replacement of long if-else statements. We're going to understand this switch statement in comprehensive way. So it's a test of series of conditions with the help of one or more cases which are tested against the switch expression. The cases when meet the result would be executed. When no case meets the result, default case would be executed. What all this means is there will be multiple conditions like this. In case 1 some condition would be there, in case 2 some condition would be there, case 3 some condition would be there. Similarly, if there are multiple conditions, there can be case 4, case 5 and so on. And at the last, default condition would be there. In that default block, if none of the condition is satisfied, then default block would be executed. So we're going to go to the VS Code and we're going to apply how it can replace if-else statement and make the code look much more easier using, if there are lots of if-else statement we use, there we can replace with switch statement. So we'll go to the VS Code and we're going to apply do while and switch statement together, and we'll merge those two concepts and we'll see the output. Let's move to the VS Code. Now we jump to the VS Code. Now I'll create one file again as you usually do. So switch.cpp. So here in switch.cpp we're going to apply we're going to create a calculator. Addition, division, multiplication, and for that operator we basically do, we're going to do that. So for that, generally what we do, we'll include the header file #include iostream, and after that I'm going to write using namespace std. So this is our basic template done. Now I have to write the main function. So int main, and in this main function I'm going to define everything, and we're going to write everything in a do while loop. So before that, what is the syntax of switch statement we're going to use, that we're going to see. So before that, what I have to do, I have to declare some variables which is going to be used. So I'll declare one variable as character type, which is choice, which choice we're going to take, so that you get to know further. And I'll be defining as menu options, that is going to be integer. So menu option, so whether you're going to do multiplication, division or subtraction, that is that. All right, now I'm going to take, suppose you want to do with 2 numbers, so we're going to store that in some variable, right? So I'm going to write int a comma b for that. All right, this is done. Now this declaration of variables, 3 declaration of variables are done. Basically 4 we did. All right, now we have to define everything in a do while. So I'll write do, and inside the do code everything will be there, and after do there will be writing while. So this code first block will be executed for sure, do, and here I want to write choice equals to character y, means if it is yes, it's going to run again, it is not going to end it, and at the last I'll give semicolon. So this is the structure. Inside this do, we're going to write everything about switch. So here before that, what I have to do is I'll write some printing statement, and I'm going to write that press 1 to addition, press 2 to subtraction. We are creating menus, right? And what thing is there? 3, right? So I'll write press 3 to multiply and give comma, press 4 to divide. So this is whole done. That press these numbers to do all the stuffs. Then I'll come to the next line. Here I'm going to take input from the user, that what menu option they're going to press. Either they're going to press 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll be taking input from the user. This is how we take input from the user, and I write menu option. Alright, this is done. Now we told the user that what they're going to do. Now after that, what I have to write is, I'll be going to write the switch statement now. So switch is the keyword we use for that. Switch, and inside that what I'm going to give, menu option. This menu option I'm going to pass, because this is we're taking input from the user. Alright. Now inside the switch we're going to write all the cases. Now in case 1, case is another keyword, and we write case 1 and we give colon to it. When we write switch statement, we write case 1. This 1 is what? This menu options 1, 2, 3, 4. That is that one. Alright. Now in case 1, what I have to do? I have to do addition. In case 1, I have to do addition. So we're going to do addition in case 1. So for that, what I have to do? I'll write cout. C++ is a case sensitive, so I have to write in small cases. So what I have to write here? Enter the values of two number. Alright, and I'll give endl to it. So this is the statement we gave. After that, what are you going to write? We take input from the user, that what are those values, because A and B were taken, right? Those value for those values. So I'll write C in A, then again for the B also. Alright. Now at the last, I'm going to print out that sum is, isn't it? So sum is, and for that I have to do, I'll give some space to it, then I'll write A plus B, because sum we're going to do is A plus B, isn't it? And I'll give endl statement here. We are generally creating a calculator, normal calculator. You can do for sine theta, cos theta, tan theta, square root, everything, modulus function, everything you can do. Lots of things you can do. We are currently doing only 4 basic operations, that is addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Alright, this is done for case 1. Now I taught you about break statement, right? So break is used in switch because after executing one case will come out of the switch statement, and if break is not written, then it will print all the values after the input variable. What I mean by that is, if I don't use break statement here in the 18th line, this will be executed and continuously whatever the case I write, everything will be executed. That's why I need to break this case, this condition, right? So for that, what I have to write? I have to write the break keyword. Here is the use of break keyword. Alright, this is done for case 1. Now I'm going to do with case 2. And case 2 is for us is what? It is the subtraction, right? So we're going to change only one thing, and that is going to be happen. So I'll write cout, and what are you going to say? Enter the values of two numbers. And after coming out of this, I'll write endl and end the statement. Then I'm going to take what? Input from the user, that tell those numbers what you're going to take. So this user going to input from their side. Alright. Now after that, taking input from the user, I'll write cout and I'll say, what are you going to say? Difference is and I'm going to give some space to it, so I'll give blank space here and I'm going to write a minus b and I'll end the statement. So this is done for the subtraction. Again, I have to use break here, otherwise every other cases we're going to take, that is going to be executed. Now we'll be write case 3, and in case 3, what are you going to do? We're going to do the multiplication, isn't it? That is our third case. So for that third case, again we're going to write cout statement, and in that I'll say enter the values of two numbers. Alright. Then we're going to endel the statement. Alright. Now we're going to take input from the user again, and we're going to again see a comma b. We are taking two inputs, that is a comma b, that what are those numbers. Then I'm going to write cout. We're going to write what? Product is, and I'm going to give some space and I'm going to write a multiplied by b and endel statement. Alright. Now again this is done. What are you going to do? We're going to write the break keyword again, that is break, so that everything is not executed. Case 4, same thing we're going to do. We'll write cout, enter the values of two numbers. I'll end it, endel. Then I'm going to take input from the user again, a, b. Alright, I take an input from the user, then I'll print out the statement, and what I'm going to say, that division is, and I'm going to give some space to it. Oops. Then I'll give a divided by b, and I'll going to endel. Alright. Now again we'll break the statement here. Alright. Now the 4 cases we already covered. Now one thing I told you guys about that is the default statement. If someone gives, suppose any other function, suppose modulus function, that is not covered, right? Or someone wants to find any other operations, so that is not there, right? So that need to be covered where? That need to be covered in the default. That need to be covered in default. And what we write? We write the keyword default, and here we're going to print out that cout, and I'm going to say invalid, you have entered invalid choice. If these all the 4 cases are not covered, whatever the choices we're giving, then we'll say invalid choice. Alright, and I'll endel the statement. Alright, and at the last, what I'll be doing, we are writing everything in do while condition, right? So what are we going to write? That we don't want to, it is in a loop, it is in a do while loop, so we have to terminate from our side also, right? Otherwise it will not. So what I have to write is, I'm going to write cout statement, and we'll say do you want to continue? We want to continue selecting the menu option. So please enter Y for yes. This Y we have taken, right? This Y. So that is that Y. If you want to continue, then please select Y for yes. I'll just take it this side. Alright, now it's visible. Y for yes, and I'll give enter statement here. Alright, now this is done. See out. Then we have to give input from the user also. See in, what is that? Choice, right? Because we have used what? Choice is the variable, and if someone press Y, so that is going to do there. And at the last, what we do? We always write return statement. So return 0. I'm going to write return 0 and I'll give this one. Now I'll save this program. I'll save this program. Then we'll right click here. Then I'll right click here and run the code. Now the code is running. It is asking press 1 to do addition. I'll press 1 and I want to add. Suppose 56 and space 89. I want to add this. I'll hit enter. The sum is 145. Now it is asking, do you want to continue this selecting? So this execution of code is running. This while condition is running because we have written in do while. So it is not terminating after giving the sum. So this is the basic use of do while. This code block is executing. After that, while loop is continuing until unless we are ending with it. So we'll enter Y for this small y, and it is going to, now it is asking again press 1 to do addition, press 2 to do. Suppose I want to do subtraction. Let's do press 2 to subtract. So if I hit enter, that entered those two numbers. So let's enter 65 and 45. So difference is 20. So let's hit end. It is asking for again, we want to continue or not. Yes, we want to continue. So I'll click yes. Alright. Now, only 4 cases are here, but I want to check for sixth case. Is 6th case here? No. It means this default block should be executed, right? If I hit enter, it says you have entered invalid choice because 6th number case is not here. We have covered only 4 cases, right? So that's why 6 is executing. So this is the use of switch statement. We have created a simple calculator. You can add more cases here. Case 5 as you want to find the remainder. Case 6 as you want to find any quadratic equation. So the logic you have to write here. So you can create whatever the calculator we see in a mobile or in a laptop, wherever. So you can create that with this switch statement. Alright. Thank you guys. We'll end the switch demo here.